Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 2194 of What You Have to Know, documenting the journey. I'm going to hang on to my coffee, I guess. As I originally transitioned from the brick and mortar corporate world of business to the online world of business, and then back and forth again with the pandemic and everything, it reinforced to me personally the absolute critical nature of being involved in both the online and the offline world simultaneously. If you were already online, it gave you the flexibility to continue doing business, even though you couldn't be with people in person. And so I learned a lot of lessons during the pandemic. Had to, just like everybody else, pivot and change and do a lot of things. But fortunately for me, I was already online and had an online presence and was doing things online already. And so it was less of a transition than it was for millions and millions of other people that never jumped online. And guess what? It's really interesting. People think that, oh, everybody's online. But guess what? No, they're not. Have you ever searched for a business and found all they have is like a Facebook or a LinkedIn or a TikTok or something, but they really don't have a website or anything for their business page, or for any type of a business page? It's kind of mind-boggling. So today, what are we talking about? What's going on? I'm going to go help with my granddaughters in a few minutes, so I want to hurry and knock this out so I can go process videos while I hang out with them. But we're talking about step 7 of our growing process for this year's Let's Grow Annual Challenge. And step 7 is to give and get. And I will make a new graphic. I just worked on this as we were working through the process this first time to try to see if I could make the different steps fit with the acronym growing. And it's a little bit of a stretch, but it still works. And so we want to find some way to easily remember each of the 7 steps. Just like when we do anything, I like to find ways to describe it that my mind will automatically link it up. Remember in school, we used to memorize lots of things, and I probably don't know or remember any of that stuff because it's buried so deeply in my brain that I can't access it. It's always there. We just don't have the ability to access it all the time. So I like to create things that are easy to access. And if I can fit our process to growing, the 7 steps of our process, then it's easy for me to remember, and it's easy for me to teach and share. And the older I get, the more I appreciate simplicity and directness, right? I think it's pretty funny. I guess I've always been a very direct, very outspoken person, but the older I get, the more so. But I also value simplification. Remember reading not Mark Victor Hansen, Chicken Soup for the Soul. Jack Canfield's success book the first time. And he's got like a gazillion and probably only 33 steps or something to success, but he's got a lot, like way too many. And are all those things important? Absolutely, positively loved the book, but I also knew that I'm not going to apply a 20-some or 30-some step process to do anything. Unless it's documented, I write it down and I walk through it every time. And so, although I learned a lot from that, I never really applied it because I looked for a simpler model or simpler framework, something that I could remember and apply on the fly. And that's what we do, and that's what we're doing with this year's challenge. It's what we've done with the last 2 challenges, for sure, the last 2 years. We've created a process or a system that we can use over and over and over again in different situations to help us achieve whatever the challenge is about. Last year's was the Get Your Goals Annual Challenge. Before that was to do one thing every day to continuously improve ourselves. And this year's challenge is to grow, to do one thing every day to grow. And it's pretty easy to do one thing every day to grow. Most people don't do it because we just get into our habits and routines and do the same thing day in and day out. But that's intentional. We can intend to grow so that we can intend to see something wonderful or beautiful or positive every single day. And guess what? We see beautiful things then every day. If we intend to grow every day, we will grow in some way, shape, or form every day. Sometimes it won't feel great. Sometimes growing is painful. You know, I don't believe that a seed breaks out of, well, I don't think that seeds feel pain, so maybe that's not a great example, but they don't pop out and everything is just hunky-dory easy. Sometimes there's not enough nutrition in the soil. Sometimes there's not enough rain. Sometimes there isn't what they need to survive and grow, and the same is true for us. But unlike a plant or a seed, we have the ability to take action and move and seek out and find whatever it is that we need. So talking about today's step 7 is give and take. And by give and take, I mean collaboration and seeking support. I think we give first and then we receive. We give and then whatever we need comes back to us, often tenfold. The challenge with that is It works negatively and positively. If I go out and I'm a jerk, guess what? I'm going to have at least 10 situations where something jerky happens to me. I don't like that. I don't want that to happen. So I like to go out and be kind and treat people the way I want to be treated and give value so that value comes back to me. That's just me. We each get to decide what we want. And then our topic for the Supersize Your Business, I do a couple pieces of content every day. Our Supersize Your Business group is be resilient. How do we be resilient? Why do we want to be resilient? How do we build resiliency into our business model? And I shared the 5 elements of a resilient plan so that you can assess and check and see, are you doing those things? Are they built into your business? And if not, guess what? Just start doing it. Just start finding ways to be more agile and adaptive, fast and flexible, I call it. I like fast and flexible better than agile and adaptive. Because I think it's easy to remember, fast and flexible, fast and flexible. And we want to be fast and flexible because we don't control everything in our lives or in our businesses. All right, that's all I've got today. If I can help you in any way, ask. Otherwise, have an absolutely fabulous day, and I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow.